can't advise the president. I'm sorry. He's not got the technical know-how to advise the president. He's not got it. Because clearly, I mean, I've listened to his analysis, and some of the things they do, I'm like, are we living in Ghana and nobody's supposed to correct him? He's done some weird analysis.
Akwaba sonko enkoma wa wohwe mesabre yi ewetuma GHFD kasiyi eso Ghana wahala dwumedie ena ebre asosem sonfo munuaba ekwesikapa enenso mede ebebesomo na ebusuafo ye hye omeyimu asese ne die emu aye heja emu aye bubutu ni nyina because of COVID-19 asese edi atesa nunti ama restrictions ado esom na enrada Mampenyi His Excellency Nana Dodankwa Akufo-Addo ene wo memuni nyina ebebekasa na restrictions bi ene bans bi ekọ eso ama ankoye amfama nkrofo ni mpanifo bi ewo memu amanu ntino womo ensusu ebusa na se womo toto ye mampenyi ansem anu a womo hu ne se enyoma bi anase ni decision a wo take ye no enye the right decision ebinum so hu ne se wo se no wo pe bibia ya na so wo pese wo man no entie de eye na esene factor ye betime di COVID to enye kasade enye chopa na mum actions mum na won taking ye share eye imani president ni din ede eye Franklin Kudwa wo babonten ebe question eye mampanyi se adenti na wode ban atoto eye funeral wedding so na mosques ne churches there we jai ede ato eye ehonum a emu no dodo na hu ne se there bi de wo kan ye no wo mo ne no enye eye adwin because ono ne se ne wan so betimi ababe busa ye mampanyi sa eye ensem enum ye hwe ye papa lawyer Morris Ampawa ono so de nsem bi ababe to edo hu ne se enye chopa na ye mampanyi ede baba to Ghana fo enimu ansana wo metimi ahihye nose mask use hand sanitizers etimi abo ma to COVID-19 nemum se punishment nipa when so aye na so ene se e be bu no se e be ni se e be fani no ni nyina egugu na akwam na busuafo enye ensem we kwa dodo na eka eho ene abo ne beda ya baba bebie mu enti we wasoin na tie ye se de nkomodidie no ebe kono adwetwe bi a wo fa eho watimi ede atu edwa ede amaye na enrepem no so yakenkan ede amawo na ene de me papa apostle Walter Sakwa mante ewa hanoma woda Faith Army Chapel International anom yene no ebetwetwe enkomo enti bobra ye enkomo twetwe no emu na niam waso endi echi emfa emaye apostle me mo akwaba
na what to say
me ho ye na won say
me adomo
the Christas na apostle ye hwe ye mampanyi ni nation address this time ba ya obembe case and restrictions won nyoma bi ehun de o kan ye no emfunso bi wo ye mampanyi ne nsem odi to dwane ho ana
first of all me mean chobia but me feel say the president has been consistent we share the aspect of COVID management why comes to regularly update us on what's happening now our experts so from the look of things OT advice
sure
because clearly the Ghana Medical Association wanted some restrictions.
Yeah.
And he's done well. He brought the restrictions and I would like to applaud him. Say, "Paheji mapa na wamaye show wamaye kania and to be very sincere, his stand is big. The other aspects of the COVID management, I know there, probably we can also look at it. I would have loved say if there were more hospitals because cases no rising and there were more hospitals than cap. That would have really helped because if you are the hospitals are full,
sure,
and the no bed syndrome keeps going on. In fact, if you are not careful, people will die of other sicknesses even more than COVID.
COVID, okay.
Because COVID will just once you get to the hospital, COVID can just arrest you. And from the look of things right now, the new strain they call it is a bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
I know the Diablo to me. I think the president generally has done a very good job. He did some restrictions, and the churches, he said that we need to make sure we ensure the 2 hours thing.
Yeah.
I think that's good to go. I mean, for me, why are there regularly, it comes to update us, and just that there are a few, things that could have been done better. But if you want to give marks, I'll give the president an A.
Okay.
No 100%. The other percentages, we are working towards it.
Apostle said ya wo ka say ye papa wa ye enoma bibi wo honom so anke wo so wonye no ama ene ye papa Franklin Kujo wa ba bonten when nsem bia ba betudwa wo question ye mampanyi with ye decision awode ebebetu edwa no according to ye papa Franklin nsem wode atudwa no woni ne ye adwen ewo
Semekaya, what he meant was say, the president should have closed down, he should have restricted the churches as well. Sure. What more did he want? I'm not impressed with Franklin, to be very sincere with you. I mean, who said, sometimes said, it's because, the clergy is not a place of ignorant people, in quotes.
Okay.
We have a lot of learned people in the clergy. We have doctors, we have lawyers. I have my PhD. I'm first of all a mathematician, for example.
Okay.
And I've seen Franklin doing voodoo analysis on percentage of performance, mathematical errors. I mean, because I've not had a forum to address it, and I didn't want to talk about it. But so long as he comes at the church, I'll come at him.
Okay.
Because he's not he's not an epitome of knowledge. He is not got what he thinks he has. In all sincerity, I've seen him talk about pastors as if he doesn't have respect. I think that it's wrong for him. And he can't advise the president. I'm sorry, he's not got the technical know-how to advise the president. He's not got it. Because clearly, I've listened to his analysis, and some of the things they do, I'm like, are we living in Ghana and nobody's supposed to correct him? He's done some weird analysis. Empty. And I don't expect him to come and advise the president and tell him to close down churches. Based on what? The president has his own advisors.
Okay.
I'm not talking for president. I'm talking about he as Franklin Kujo.
Okay.
And the fact that he has not got what it takes to do the analysis he does, the fact that no mathematician, no statistician, no economist has come to, face him, does not mean he's right all the time.
Okay.
And that shouldn't give him the kind of clout to come and say that based on what we should close down. I'm sorry. If there's anything at all, the church has been very, obedient to the protocols. So look at the church, a lot of discipline, social distancing, what have you, wearing a mask, washing of hands, and the church plays a very social. There's a lot of social intervention that is done by the clergy.
Okay.
Now that's why every politician, when they have a problem, they call on the clergy.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, why wouldn't the clergy talk? In the absence of the clergy, there will be chaos. Because in other countries, they spend a lot on social services, family matters, social issues. A lot of incentive goes there. In Ghana here, we don't do that. The clergy plays a very key role. The church, for that matter, plays a key role. Believe you me. I mean, the best schools are from the church.
Sure.
Presby Church, Anglican Church. Now the corresponding, they have done some very good universities that are feeding the people. So you have no moral right to come to the church and talk to us like that. I take no exception. I take an exception to his approach to the clergy. You should watch it. I'm not happy about it. To be very frank with you, I don't think you have seen me sounding like this.
Sure.
I don't think Franklin has a moral right to tell the person what he do in terms of the church. If the church is doing well, so be it. If there are other churches that are not conforming to the rules and regulations, I mean, you have the right. We have to conform, the enforcement, the law enforcement agencies go and deal with it as accordingly. But when you come back and make a genuine statement and say close up, on what basis? What does he think he knows? Without being to school, I'm sorry. Where did he school? I'm sorry. I'll ask you, where did he school? And I'm ready to have a debate with him. I'll let him know that he's not an epitome of knowledge. He hasn't got everything to think that when he says it's final. I'm sorry. I've done some voodoo analysis. I watch it all the time. Who did this? Where's the model? Where's the mathematical model to prove what he does? He has no mathematical model. He comes to talk empty, and he thinks nobody can confront it. I'm sorry. I'm ready to debate him and tell him. I'm ready to debate him and tell him that he gets it wrong all the time. Just that we don't talk. And they are civil-minded people, sensitive people, and responsible people in the clergy who are educated. Just that they have put the education aside, they are called into God's kingdom, and they are doing their work. I find it unacceptable, and this should be the last time he should come and talk about the clergy. This is not the first time he's doing that.
Sure.
I don't want to remind him of the first time because I don't want to bring up issues. But I'm not happy about the fact that he could come out and just say things like that. Leave the president to do his work. And if you are getting things, get it right. Don't come and put some voodoo statistics in the system and try to make noise and of statistics that has no evidence, has no model that is internationally accepted. I'm sorry. You should stop that.
Apostle, you share your papa, Franklin. Do you think, say, maybe he's on the church, as in he has something with the church?
I don't know what he has against it, but I'm not happy with this bit. He's not the one to advise the president. On what basis? I'm sorry. If the Christian Council is quiet, doesn't mean other people will be quiet. I won't be quiet. Because I can stand up to the irresponsible statement he has made. I don't think that it should push the president that far. It should leave the president to do his work. If the president deems it fit for him to come and say, churches, you know what, you guys, let's do it this way. Because in any case, before he did what he had to do, he consulted.
Yeah.
And the churches were the last group of people to be open.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? You know, I conscientize my church all the time. You understand? We do all the time. So you shouldn't come up with this crap. I don't think it's relevant. I don't think that this is the right time to talk about it. It should leave the church to run. It should leave us. We have intellectuals there who know what they're about. And if the president wants that kind of people, he will gather them and he will ask permission from them and tell them, look, I have this confronting me. In any case, the proposals for the church was done by the same clergy and it was strict. And we try to follow them to date. No member for me, no member of my church has had COVID. As far as I'm concerned, I'm very close to my church people. No member of my church has had COVID because we are sure of the protocols. We educate them. We even go beyond what it's a very powerful platform. You understand?
Okay.
So I don't think he's the one to tell us what to do.
Nah, Apostle, you can advise someone, or maybe you can bring your opinion to the president. That maybe as we started talking, I asked you that is there anything wrong, or like what about what the president said? You said nothing was wrong.
Absolutely.
If certain things has to be put in place, schools and hospitals should be built. You brought up your opinion. Okay. So don't you think it's just an opinion that he is bringing out so that maybe if the president take it, fine. If he doesn't, he's cool. Or don't you?
A certain body language that I'm worried about. The fact that you have said it does not mean that the president should take it.
Okay.
Number two, it's becoming too much of him commenting on the church.
Okay.
Has he got a problem with the church?
Okay.
Why doesn't he comment on other things except the church? I have a problem with that. And I have a problem. For me, I'm passionate about. I'm like Paul. Yeah, look, I'm like Peter. You know, if I have to cut off your ears because of the gospel, I'll cut off your ears.
Like seriously?
So seriously, if I'll cut off your ears because of the gospel, I don't think I want to hear him talk about the church anymore. I'm tired. And I'm ready to face up to him. I don't like what he's doing. It's unacceptable. I don't like it. Frankly, he should keep quiet. In fact, he should shut up. The word is shut up when it comes to the church. And the clergy, because you see, I've heard him talk about other clergy in a way that shows so much respect to us.
Okay.
I don't want to come back into that issue because he went to speak, say something about somebody that we revere in the charismatic mode. And even if something has gone wrong, he has no moral right to talk like that. Who gave him that right, the power, that audacity, that authority? I'm sorry. Is he a mathematician? Does he know abstract algebra? Does he know topology? Should come again.
But Apostle, let's look at something. Maybe you sitting here, you're not watching from afar, like you are, like, although you are watching from afar, but you don't know what the other pastors or other clergies are doing. Maybe he has been close to them, gotten much information about some churches. So if he speaks about what he has seen or what he has gathered, is there anything wrong with it?
Let me tell you something. He has a civil society. He said, we also have a civil society group.
Okay.
I'm the president of Ghana Patriotic Pastors and Professional Voice.
Okay.
For example, we are very objective when we are doing an analysis. You understand what I'm saying? You know, our rule is clear. When we make our comment, we know what we are talking about. I don't know what I said. And admittedly, I have said, area, you know, when they are flouting the laws, it's wrong to flout the laws. And so leave it for the appropriate, you know, the people to do it. But if the president had issued a system and say that don't do this, I do not think that as a church, if you do that, you are being consistent because you are not obeying authority. The Bible said we should obey those in authority. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's clearly stated in the Bible. And if somebody is flouting the law, let's deal with that. You understand? Okay. If somebody is flouting, the president has said it. Whether you are in church or you are not in church, you are flouting the law, let's deal with it. But he should be careful to come to that space.
Okay.
Too much of it, I will not be happy. On what basis? I'm sorry, I'm just being frank with you. I'm just being sincere. On what basis? I feel he's picking on the church too often.
Okay.
That's my issue. Has he got anything personal? What group does he belong to? Is he a Muslim or a Christian? Okay. Or he belongs to another group? I don't get it.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I'm dealing with it. Dealing with the matter.
Okay. Apostle, share papa Franklin Kujwa. Like or can someone ono de who ni say be like no opinion. Right now I walk say or kasadodo about the church on kana no entum no. Now does it mean say like on fuase bibi touch mawa ban church issue and I say churches na bibi touch mawa one so be we chira enu kwan say wo kasa fa one because right now say obi ti wo bafo say okay so we should leave the church for them to do their own thing.
Absolutely
if
not.
Is going wrong, they shouldn't talk about it.
There's everything real and good when you express an opinion. Okay. I don't have a problem, man. I don't have a certain body language that I see opinion should be taken. If not taken, I mean, that's the only thing. It should create a certain space, just in case, you know. I see him as somebody having the body language that I'm surprised the president doesn't take. Then I told you so. I don't like that. And what about other opinions? Okay. Give some space. Let people also be analytical. You're not a people. I mean, you are not the only person that can read and write. I'm sorry. You get what I'm saying? Okay. In this matter, it's a delicate matter for the clergy.
Sure.
It's a very serious matter, and for the country at large.
Okay.
We don't put anybody at risk, and so if you're coming to talk about it, you know, don't say it as if, you know, if you don't advise, the advice you don't take, you know, that kind of body language. I'm not comfortable. I have a sense. I'm using it, but I have a sense that is a language that is being spoken. I feel that you can have the right to express your opinion.
Okay.
But more too often, when he speaks, a bit more provocative towards the church.
You are on him. When
he speaks about the church, a bit provocative in my opinion.
Okay.
This is not the first time. I don't want to refer to other things that has happened, but I think he should give us some respect. It's because I don't want to refer to other things. Otherwise, I'd have outlined other things that he said that, in my opinion, didn't go well for, you know, they didn't show the accorded respect. When you want help from us, you respect us.
Sure.
But, you know, when it's time for us to take our respect back, you don't want to give to us. I have an exception to that. And the clergy is very tolerant. Okay. We don't talk. We are very quiet. Just that this one, I'm not comfortable with it. Especially, you see, the state we find ourselves in is very critical. In this state, a lot of people, we can do the virtuals, but a lot of people have issues. It's a very emotional time. The atmosphere is very depressing.
Yeah.
You know, people are going through a lot, and the devil will use that to destroy a lot of people as well. We have to be careful. So, in closing down the church like he's proposing, do you know the implications? He's only talking based on a little knowledge that he has.
Okay.
He has not diversified his knowledge to understand spiritual knowledge as well, to complement the physical knowledge that he has, to make it complete. I'm worried about that, and that's the reason why I'm not comfortable with what he says, really.
That means it can also generate certain things that even members can fall into any temptation of the enemy, as in if churches are being closed down.
A lot of the churches are being closed down. People are depressed. They come to the church to find solace, they find comfort. You know what it means? The depression that we go through in closing the church. You know how people feel.
Okay.
The social aspect of our lives. That's what I'm saying. In the UK, they spend a lot of money to deal with each other. Husbands and wives challenges, children and families, family issues. The church plays a very key role. You understand? You see, once we are operating under law and once we are following the protocols and we are strict, let's look at it again. I'm of the opinion that if the church is not consistent with the protocols, you can't go ahead. You know, if they are not abiding by the rules, take them on. Tell them, can we find an enforcement body, something that will ensure that we are making sure that we are enforcing the rules. I'm very happy with that. It's going to go. But indeed, look at the church. We've done very well. And so this comment is highly unwarranted.
Then let's listen to what lawyer Maurice Ampao also said. His statement goes like this: stop begging, take action. The elections are over and there is nothing to fear for. This is a time to teach some people a lesson if they fail to comply. The persuasion is not helping. A different approach must be applied. You don't have to continue with that. People must be punished for breaking the protocols. I don't get it why we should continue begging people to wear nose masks, something that will help protect the virus. I think a brief total lockdown of the country would be enough to reinforce reinforcement to get people to do the needful. This is lawyer Maurice Ampao's statement, and what he said. Don't you think he's also questioning the president to do something or take action, or you think is the normal statement that we should also pay heed to?
Okay, I see him. His statement a bit different. That's my opinion. Really. He's speaking about lockdown. From what you have said, he didn't say the church should close down. Did he say the church should close?
No.
He didn't mention the church. I'm fine. If you had mentioned the church, I'll put on my gloves.
When lockdown comes,
fine. Don't mention the church. If you mention the church, I'll put on my gloves again. Sincerely speaking, I think that it's not said wrongly. The lockdown, well, we hope it doesn't come. And it's let me take the opportunity to also tell the audience and our viewers, we have to wear the nose mask. We have to follow the protocols. And we have to do something more additional. Just a bit more careful. If we don't do that, the president will have no option, like he said, to lock down. So if we want to go about our normal duties, the price we have to pay is to wear the mask. Observe the protocol. That's very sincere, and that's good in my opinion. If we do that, then we don't have a problem. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not against this lockdown.
But when lockdown comes, you are not permitted to go out. So how can they come to church?
Well, he didn't focus on the church, as I said. So
yeah, but it's a question that I'm asking.
We'll do virtual, but I don't foresee lockdown right now. But the economic implications are also complicated. The other time, people were even giving food, and it wasn't the case. You are spreading the sickness by doing that. Let's follow the protocols, because that works. You understand? If we do it in total, then we are sure to have a situation where we'll be able to curtail the sickness to the maximum level, and for that one, we don't need a lockdown. So that's why we are appealing. That's why we have to appeal. And if we have to be hard on people to follow the protocols, that's fine. So my issue is that the enforcement of the protocols must be very strong. You understand? Lockdowns, I do not recommend, because we don't have the cases that UK has. We don't have the cases that US have. And so if we can do something about it and make sure we are following protocols and we are serious, people are not sitting around. The effect, everything has a positive side and negative side. The effect of lockdowns, don't forget, a lot of the young ladies also got pregnant. We had a lot of teenage pregnancy. And as to whether that slowed down the virus again, because do the analysis. Did we have a slowdown of the case as to when there was lockdown and there was no lockdown? Do the maths and do the analysis. Is it really what it is? Okay. So I think that we can look at it from both ways.
Apostle, let's move to a Bulldog issue. We had issue about him threatening the president and all those stuff, he going to the BNI headquarters and all those stuff. Lately, he just came out. He experienced certain things at the BNI cells, and he came out with a Facebook post. And at the latter part of the post, he made some statement that people think is still he's still on the president, asking him to pay for the money. What he wrote, let me read the latter part so that we all get it. He said, "The masked armed men that swooped my premises earlier were Akufo-Addo's henchmen disguised as intelligence officers. I discovered days after. Emotion remains tempestuous until Akufo-Addo wakes up from his usual catnap and ensures myself and many others receive their local fund from Men's Gold under his administration." And this is the latter part of what he's saying, and they see it to be that yes, so he's on the president for him to pay for their money. And people are not okay, that thinking maybe after all that he went through, at least you should show some respect, or at least he might keep quiet. But yes, though, he's still talking. Because I've gone through some situation, some norms and other things, does it mean I have to keep quiet on certain things that, or on something that I need to get?
If I understand you are saying that Bulldog should keep quiet.
Yeah, people are saying that he has to keep quiet, and I'm asking that something that
because of what he has gone through.
Yeah, something which is mine.
The issue that is it for him? The money, is it for him?
Yeah, he's
Number
also
two, is the government supposed to pay? You see, you are investing with a private company, not a government institution. The government warned several times that don't invest. Somebody said, oh, the government should have done it earlier, should have closed down. I don't know the rules and regulations that govern that kind of business.
Sure.
Maybe they could have done that. In the absence of that, the only thing I would say is a problem is that maybe some precedents have been set already, okay, and some promises have been made politically, and so everybody thinks that because of this, that government should pay Men's Gold. We've set the wrong precedents already, But when you go invest in a company which is not the government's company, it's not for the government to pay; it's for the person to pay. Okay, it will take the discretion of the government to come back and say that, okay, this is what it is. They have the opinion. Because government didn't close down and they have paid taxes and blah blah blah. Once the investment is locked up, the government should pay. There's a lot of debate that has to go into that. Really, it's not certain. It's not the right precedence as well. And I'll put this blame on politicians.
Why?
Because they promise all kinds of things. They promise you heaven. They promise they want to do this, they want to do that, and when it comes to this point, that's when we have this problem.
Okay.
Everything higher politics. And the ones that promise you being higher man, no. Yes, and that is where the problem is coming from. And that's why he thinks, if you are not say this kind of man. But ideally, one university work, government company.
Sure.
What you say, whichever argument you try to talk about, I don't think it's a government responsibility to pay. If the government, in its own wisdom, want to help its citizens, that's different. But they are not under obligation. That's why I'm saying that too much politics has gone into this aspect of our business. Okay, you can go back to the banking sector issues. I mean, indeed. But don't forget that Men's Gold is not a bank.
Sure.
So what regulations governs that as well? It's in your bank.
In your bank.
The banks, they give them something, they are waiting, but this aspect is not a bank. It's not a bank.
Mama, what say your man penny and make assurance say obeshe ama na mwana tuya wo musika ama wo mu. Enti eno na ema wo mu feel say maybe.
Well, if the president said it, you have to be a man of your word. Meaning say Wakansa. So Wakansa there, he must be a man of his words. Did he say that before elections?
Oh, when the men's gold issue was popping
started,
up, yeah.
before the elections.
Yeah.
Before the 2016.
No, not before 2016. Like within 20.
Are you sure, Ekwiasikapa, what you're saying? That he said he was going to pay it, or he said he would do something about it?
Like, not that he's going to pay them their money in bulk, but he said.
So let's see what the person will do about it.
Yeah.
If he said he was going to pay it, it's different.
He didn't say he's going to pay.
So when would he said he would do something about it?
Yeah, to let Nam1 pay them, like the person in charge.
What he said.
The person in charge, like the CEO of the men's good.
The one?
Yeah.
He said he would make sure that one will pay their money.
Yeah.
Are you sure the president said that?
Sure.
Ekwiasikapa. Don't put words in the I'm not the president's spokesperson.
Sure.
But I'm saying that I want to ask this question. Did he say that he was going to pay the money?
He didn't say he's going to pay the money. President didn't say he's going to pay the money. But like he will help, or you will let Nam1, Nana Pia Mensa, the one in charge.
The issue is this. After the issue came up, did he even have the money to pay?
He didn't have the money to pay.
So
And you know
how
when,
will the president tell me?
You know,
so
when Nam1 came, like police officers came there, he was handed over to the police.
Okay, and he's trying to appease.
Yeah. So
in
that aspect, even Nam1 came up with regulations that they should come with their folders and all those stuff. He's going to give them time or date that he will start distributing the money to them. And when the time got...
Indeed, like I said, if the president said, that's what I want to be sure, that he's going to ask them to pay the money, then he should do it. Then it's an integrity issue, you know. I mean, it must be a man, the president, humbly, must be a man of his words. But if he didn't say that, it's different. If he said it as a president, its words are binding and it's law. It's powerful. If the money has not come, I'm sorry, then the money should go. But if he didn't say it,
that's why I want to know that maybe my money is with you, and let's say your wife comes and said, oh, I will make sure, I will ensure
okay,
that
your analysis is very interesting.
I will ensure
So
that
I'm saying, before we continue, so your analogy is saying that the president is the wife and husband is a husband.
No, I'm not putting it that way, but I'm making the scenario so simple for you to understand. As in, maybe I'm the one investing in your company, and I have a problem with you, like issue has come, let's say your wife comes in and say, I will ensure.
I understand your question perfectly.
So yeah. Must I blame your wife for not letting you give my money back to me? Like, that's what I'm.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, I get what you mean. So that's what I'm saying. So no, you shouldn't.
Okay.
Because the marriage didn't go by law. You are different from your wife. Spiritually, you are one, but physically, you are different. You understand? If I have to answer by your analogy.
Okay.
So physically, they are different. They are two different human beings. They could be mixed and mixed, but one is a male, one is a female. And so, I do not think, Charlie.
So then that means His Excellency doesn't have to pay, but maybe it's Nam1 who is the one who's supposed to pay them. So why is it that all the time people blame our president?
Have been set already. Some people have been paid. Information didn't go well. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Everything is politicized, and that's why people are aggrieved.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
We've set the wrong precedent, and education has not gone on well with them. And my heart goes out to those that have invested money in that place. I mean, but really, to tell you the truth, it's a difficult scenario to understand. If there's anything they can do for them out of compassion,
okay,
they can do that for them, because it's the livelihoods of people. But the government is not mandated by law to pay the men's gold. But the government finds it compassionate enough to create a system or create a fund to try to,
help them
curtail the problem. Because I'm sure that a lot of people have died because of this.
Sure.
And there's so much pain in the system. It doesn't really help. These are Ghanaians also. So let's look at both sides as well. They can be moved by compassion to do something, but at the expense, remember, of the taxpayers' money.
Okay, Apostle, now about the petition, what is going on at the Supreme Court? How do you see things? How do you think things will go into?
You see, court is court. What I see is that there's a lot of propaganda that can go on, but when you get to court, the reality dawns on you. And the court case is getting very interesting. I feel, like I said the other time, it's going to deepen our democracy. And you could see that the judges are in charge, and the lawyers also are doing their work well. And really, very interesting. We are learning a lot from what is very happening. Subsequently, all the loopholes in the electoral systems or electoral process will be filled. Filling in and maybe I fine. So what I say, we'll fill all the gaps and all the loopholes. So for me, the petition there, fine. I also know, say, one of the lawyers of the president, is it the second respondent?
Yeah.
Has been cautioned not to grant interviews in the media space. I think it's all good. We are all learning from it. For me, I see the courtroom as a school for me to learn.
Okay.
And be educated on a lot of other things. And when you do make statements outside the courtroom, remember when you get there, you are accountable. There, you can lie. Fact are fact. Evidence is evidence.
Sure.
It's really very evidence based, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. I hope that Ghana wins and I win, sir.
But Apostle, Islamic clergy bako ababonti wabi making some dream be awunya wabe kasadi afon no was like a rerun. Say to a year abafo for a day ama MPP NDC like your man penyin and Addo your President John Dramani Mahama. Makaida say we make some say we says by election be like election be
so we run as saying there we can actually before election. Sure. Beginning of the year we can say another will win it, but getting to the close of the election we want to be different.
Yeah.
At the end of the season I can say call rerun. Well, and a parliamentary rerun.
Into your hands, you're not a parliamentary, but right now, no, said you're no more no so your sumuno, another court to be or more like white men for baby instructors say, yes, I'm going to a for into whom they say, battle ever call a year, so now say, I no crane, say, yam pa, about to offer for a course, or would you say,
let me ask you my opinion. let me tell you my opinion.
Okay.
Me my whole rerun, my catcher say rerun it there. But I am with you, man, and I may feel say going forward. No, I only appeal to your mama and the NDC. That's a language I will speak. Well, say, I didn't there. They've done well. They have the Speaker of Parliament to draft. Even if you go to the international court, it could take a while. What if it lasts for 2-3 years? Ronaldo will still be president. Until after this, whatever happens, the outcome. If it goes to rerun, fine. If it doesn't go, I think they've said their message, they've shared their information across. 2024, Beba says here. But we time, could be court, but we Ghanaians sitting back. We know what is happening. We've still the education. You've sent a message across to us. This is my humble opinion. 2024, Jomama, I will advise the NDC. If I have to give the NDC advice, they should allow your mama to come. They've branded him. They should allow him to come back. If he can't stay for another 4 years, then the president can decide, okay, my running mate, who is a professor, then we can have the first woman president. Won't you like it? It will be a nice thing. That's my humble advice. You understand? You understand? So, I'm on German.
Yeah,
because you are able to me about any mean that my home that.
Okay.
By a bone so I mean, I don't know how to put it, but tell me, Mikaya, and I buy a parliamentary.
Yeah.
Most of the prophecies now are 31st too. But getting to the year, I didn't see sign. And to me, so check my prophecies.
Sure.
Beginning of 2020, Mikaya said, "I'm winning." The same thing I'll be at 31st. But I didn't realize this is sign. And it's a sign. close to the elections, no.
Okay.
Me feel say whatever has happened, Parliament in I close, presidential, no, whatever spiritual exercise has taken place. I want to say this humbly. I betcha. I'm assuming we are going to call for 2 years, 2 more years. You've still proven your point. Obia won't say, my dear, your member is a hero. But money come you. Except if he wins primaries, he can go and stand for presidency. The professor can come as vice, later can come as president. Or maybe Professor Labi or whatever. The NDC party is still a very strong party. They've proven it. It's still strong. They are doing well. Until German. I mean, Nanado, the other time I saw them chatting, I don't know what they were talking about. Maybe they were HPS, your mama, Charlie, with your brafine and Casa and baby. I don't need the Omokai. Maybe your cancer. Just in case, I'm just saying it. He could say, if they can talk, then they should talk. Nanado should pick a phone and say, Charlie, your mama, young over some cup of tea, watching some Tottenham match against some Manchester United. Yes. And then they can discuss and say, okay, Onim, my German. Because you see, the thing is, the 8 years rule, Ghanaians have made us see that. The 8 years rule and 8 years. And Mifel said, that's a very nice way to go about it. Allow him to come back 2024. And then the Prof can also become vice president. And then she can become president later. And then we have a female vice president for the first time. Man can say my whole vision Bissau. I'm only proposing. You are only proposing. Now, Apostle will propose a year to the once and our proposal. The man of God is proposing. The proposals, it's me real spirit. Proposal, physical one to me real spirit. I'm telling you, as a man of God, the only proposal, and it's my voice of God. Okay. The angel is I mean, kind of proposal. Na Apostle, ye o share film one, all those much share a year and come a dear. Nanso say come she be abba, na say prophecy be abba de fee and papa bako ne side. Our woman say from February el kwakoti March no and a good month and far and my have you seen anything like that? Yes, I say 2021 no. COVID no be more difficult. Me who say microphone 90 no more TV. Okay. And they are very extreme. And he easy, sir. And to be serious. Apart from protocols, we won't obey protocols. How do you prioritize bro? You gargle with it. And then do the steam and obey my stimulation. My neem tree, my helicacra. I have hydrogen peroxide. I have used it. I'm not lying to people. I've also had, I've taken a cup of tea. Which is lemon tea. I've done lemon tea this morning. My pH is high. I take things that will help me. Avocado, garlic, any bad. What else here? And so that you don't have any blood clot issue. The blood clot also can be taking care of yourself. And then spiritually, so young born by is dealing with the spirit of death. And now, my wife in our revelation be. Let me say this at a church. Okay. And they said, the Lord showed us to smear the doorposts of our door. In the church, in the houses, you anoint your doorpost. Okay. You bump and anoint your doorpost. So be a Christian. Take oil. Let your pastor pray for you. Anoint your doorpost. And also, and the Lord said that for Christians to be safe. For Christians. Yes, for Christians. So God's people will be safe. And to okay, Apostle, you come to do no eba newe ya enesana nansen ye na nansen ya na no Saturday na ke nim say ye nua ba ye mame na mama ba wono na ke wo se won hodi ye ni program United Showbiz ba ye hu ya ne se flyers circulate say ye papa Bebu Santana onu mum ene bebe teki ye was no do na hu ne say ye covid bi nso hu ne say ya sake ye no ene de fi onum na do na hu ne say because of ye ni jumedia wodi ye asin say Bulldog issue ne one sense and programs e so many other issues eba enunti ena ama ya sake no na no ma NDC penifoni bi krapo aba bonten ebebe making some comments say because of the microphobia eka ediche wo manunti na wo mo beyi
Nana Mama Brown free station and I say media wodi no so they are going to lose a viewers ne won kwaniba no no so then abet me aka dia fa say because of issues surrounding Bulldog and nunti ye na free one mama obi aba be she one decision na one taking no ne kwan so although you can't decide for them but like your opinion about it
on say mama na about mama hono no a very humble person
sure
a very versatile me say asem buy a cry. I think she openly apologized to the president. Mijin, this person didn't listen. You understand? And she's not done anything wrong. I'm not sure, say, nothing but on say Clemento Suarez, I watch some of those things. I want to know what's going on, and once a while in my free time, you
watch.
You see, I don't watch into detail, but you know what's happening.
Yeah.
I know that Clemento Suarez, came the comedian.
Yeah.
He came to do the show, okay. And he Sabengu Santana Swaba. What's a big deal?
Okay. The
issue is this. What's a big deal? What's a big deal? I think, sir, there's nothing, no problem really. No problem with that. I don't think, sir, there's a problem. Let's wait and see. It's early days yet. It'll be after next one of a ban answer, but Jim this there's anything wrong with it. 1 year bonnet.
1 year bonnet.
1 year bonnet. 1 year handbook akra. One can you can't threaten the president. Ordinary man can't mean threaten. Be threatening me, I'm making me a reporting.
Okay.
How much more the president? No, the money is answer. You know. You see the culture of insulting grown ups now. Enjoy and when you're fine.
Okay.
The only thing is what is good for my only worry is so be so yeah. The same punishment that goes for this one
should go for the person.
Another person who also disrespect and insults anybody. Everybody else should also be disciplined.
Okay.
Well, and open America, but imagine this and I'm a man Brown or he didn't do, and I don't think that really the case is. I don't know. Me say one year COVID. Everybody is saying something. I hope so. She's a very nice person. She makes the program interesting and she has control over the program.
Sure.
Timmy who say very much into the idea of the program and another person back onto me and we have too many fewer female celebrities.
Sure.
The entertainment space.
Okay.
It's good that she's around and she's a versatile person.
Okay. Apostle, you did AC say a football ban or the Bama Papa Franklin Kujo because
from the I love him myself.
Said they all in comments about churches near Christian clerks no you are not okay no advice by and our the Bama no not able to the nation as a whole.
I think that if for the
issue.
CSO that's the man that is in charge of. It should concentrate and be very professional.
Okay.
And when it's coming up with issues like this, it should be a bit more circumspect. And that I do not expect about cancer and seminal about the church and the clergy the way he does all the time. My humble advice is that he should stop that. Because the Bible says that touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You can make fun of it, but it's very important. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. And that's the advice I'll give to him. For the elected position, I wish that Ghana wins. And then for the other one, which is what's the last one we spoke about?
We spoke about Nana
Brown. I wish that she comes back to the program, and I wish all Ghanaians the best of God's blessings. Obia Shonosuye comedy mu Niamanya easy kakra. Do the protocols, social distancing, wear your face mask, and whatever you have to do to get it right, please do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor. I was here for now to say, aha, and I did come to channel ABC, Apostle Sapa Mante, and a day, no education a year, and come say the Damecano and Faith and Chapel International, and our that a year and when there, no assign about to train a year and come and no. Say the Como did you know a boy and once what didn't try a fire and Rubiano. said them they can Canada no bit media baba tuja e wo tuma GH comment section na emrepem no ye bekin kan e de amamu subscribe to your channel no so when you like videos na share all the social media platform so follow your IG page and your Twitter page so atuma GH_ Facebook and so too much GH na me kai mu ebim say COVID-19 said the man panyi den hyehyeye no aba no restrictions na odi agu akon yendi so nose mask mama yen share hand sanitizers abrani abrebia mama ebi enwo ye ho said the be ya yansuso ye betimi akon ede atia real COVID-19 na say coronavirus na yeso yetimi ho atimi aha yen kakra ma ye dwumadi daily activities no yetimi akọ so akọ ye ekeskapa enemy di dasane ye besanso edi ehia ebi makram